Made in Hollywood.
The U.S. Coast Guard is best known for their search and rescue missions.
And in the finest hours, Chris Pine and Ben Foster star in the dramatic story of one of the Coast Guard's most dangerous missions of all time.
Hi, I'm Holiday Granger. You're watching Made in Hollywood, and here's a scene from the finest hours.
I wish more movies would take a cue from this movie and keep it simple. This is really a simple story that is really told well. Was that something that attracted you guys to it?
You couldn't have said it any better. I liked the idea of, it felt like a film that could have been made in the 50s, a Hollywood motion picture.
Mayday, mayday, do you copy?
Pick yourself a crew. Assist that ship.
You're working very closely with Chris Pine, who I think is very unlike Chris Pine in this movie. What was that like?
I'd never really seen him in this kind of role before.
Simple men doing extraordinary things about a man that loved a woman and wanted to spend his life with her, and clocked in that day and clocked back out, and then did it over and over again for many, many years.
Right, left,
right, left, right.
I can't 1, 2, 3 do this. I think the two of us fell in love with the relationship between Bernie and Miriam. It's your job to go out, right?
Coast Guard, they say you gotta go out. They don't say you gotta come back in.
It's not about a pat on the back, it's about doing your job, and that's the joy, that's the reward.
I want you to go up on deck and have a look. Got maybe 3 hours, and then we sink. When the spectacle is so cool, it's so great, it's so big, and you know that part of the reason people are going to the theater is to see that. You know, they want to see the boat, they want to see the waves, they want to see it all out, the storm. And so you have to take what you can get. You know, if there's some like good character drama there's something to play that'll make it interesting, other than just the giganticness of it all, then, you know, that's exciting.
We gotta launch some lifeboats.
That boat is too small for these seas! You trying to kill us? Every fella here wants to live. The only way that happens is if we work together.
This is a brutal situation that these real life guys went through. Does that in turn make it a brutal movie shoot? I mean, was it really, really demanding on you?
It wasn't that bad.
No, really?
It wasn't that bad. It was wet and it was cold, but so is, like, you know, walking home in January for most people.
Men and women are out there every day saving lives, and you get over yourself really quick, and then recognize the privilege it is to represent them in some small way.
When I was watching them shoot in the studio, they were on this huge ship that was on a gurney, moving from side to side, and I just watched some of the stunt scenes, and it does just look like so much fun.
I'm not giving up on it. The compass is gone! We lost the pumps.
We all live, but we all die.
I think what kicks in really quickly is survival mode, and for our intents and purposes, for our little microcosmic world of making the film, you learn where the camera's going to be really fast, where your guys are going to be, what the scene is about, and you prioritize very quickly.
That's Chris Pine. He's kind of a big star.
Yeah. No one ever got sick. Nobody died. We made it, and now we can feel like we did something that was actually hard with our lives.
I would love to see more films, not necessarily water films, but films that are representing people who are facing, as you said, really simple issues, which is Mother Nature. It's not a monster, it's the ocean. And they're going to face the ocean to save their fellow man.
At the core, what do you think the message of this story is?
Man's capacity far outweighs his fear.
Beautifully put. Couldn't say it any better.
Nicely done.
Hold on!
Made in Hollywood.